ABC Kinderteach presents A Weekend with Wendell, written by Kevin Henkes. That must be Wendell because look it, he has a W on his shirt. W for Wendell. On Friday afternoon, Wendell's parents dropped him off at Sophie's house. "Wendell's going to spend the weekend with us," said Sophie's mother, "while his parents visit relatives out of town." "Oh, boy," said Wendell. Sophie didn't say anything. Look at Sophie. She must not be very good friends with Wendell because it looks like she's hiding behind her mother because she doesn't know what to think of Wendell. After a snack, Sophie helped Wendell carry his sleeping bag and suitcase upstairs. "Well, what are we going to do now?" asked Wendell. "Do you have any toys?" Sophie pointed to her toy chest. "Is that all you've got?" said Wendell. "I've got 1,000,000 times more than that. What else is there to do around here?" "We could play house," said Sophie. "Only if I can make the rules," said Wendell. Oh, look at Sophie is not looking very happy. Plus, Wendell doesn't even help her carry his suitcase and sleeping bag upstairs. He just makes Sophie do it. He's not being a very good guest. You think they're going to have a good weekend? I'm not so sure. So they played house, and Wendell made the rules. He was the father, the mother, and the 5 children. Sophie was the dog. So Wendell's doing all of the good things, and Sophie has to just be the dog. That's not being very nice. And look at, she does not look happy, does she? Then they played hospital. Wendell was the doctor, the nurse, and the patient. Sophie was the desk clerk, and the desk clerk is just the person who checks someone into the hospital. And he's doing all of the good parts. It looks like he's got like chicken pox, and she just has to sit there and wait for people to come by to check in, which is not very exciting compared to being the nurse, the doctor, and the patient. When they pretended they worked in a bakery, Wendell was the baker and Sophie was a sweet roll. Oh, so she ends up being just something that just sits there. So she's kind of facing the wall like, I don't really like playing with Wendell. He's not very much fun. "Isn't this fun?" said Wendell. Sophie didn't say anything. She's not happy, is she? At dinner, Wendell said that he was allergic, which means he would get sick if he ate them, to anything green, so he didn't have to eat his vegetables. And then when Sophie wasn't looking, he scooped the whipped cream off her dessert. Oh, look at there, he did it right there. There's her dessert. "When is Wendell leaving?" whispered Sophie. "Soon," said her mother. "Soon," said her father. After Sophie's parents tucked Sophie in her bed, zipped Wendell in his sleeping bag, kissed them both, and turned out the light, Wendell grabbed his flashlight and shone it right in Sophie's eyes. "See you tomorrow," he said, smiling. Oh, that's not very nice, shining the flashlight in her eyes, because that could hurt her eyes when it's dark out, doesn't it? You shouldn't really shine your flashlight in people's faces. Sophie shut her eyes. "I can't wait for Wendell to go home," she said to herself. On Saturday morning, when Sophie woke up, there was a lumpy blue monster jumping up and down on her bed. It was Wendell. So he's like, wake up, let's go have some fun. And she's like, why don't you just leave me alone, is what she's probably thinking. She felt something pinch her leg at breakfast. It was Wendell, and you see his tail right there. So she's starting to get mad. Before she wasn't really mad. She was just kind of like, oh, I'm not happy. And now she's starting to get mad, isn't she? I wonder where this is going to lead. You think she's going to tell Wendell to stop? She heard scary noises coming from the broom closet. It was Wendell. And it says, grrr, ooh, ee, ee. Wendell used Sophie's crayons and left them on the porch so they melted. Oh, he's not being very nice to Sophie. Not nice at all. At lunch, Wendell finger painted with his peanut butter and jelly. Isn't this fun? Said Wendell. Sophie didn't say anything. When is Wendell leaving? Whispered Sophie. Soon, said her mother. Soon, said her father. At bedtime, when Sophie put her head on the pillow, she heard something crunch. It was a note from Wendell. It said, see you tomorrow. Sophie shut her eyes. I can't wait for Wendell to go home, she said to herself. It says, ha 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 ha. Wendell, and Sophie's being chased by Wendell. See you tomorrow. By W. Of course, that's Wendell. Before Wendell's parents picked him up on Sunday morning, he tried to make a long-distance call. Is this the North Pole? Well, that's not very nice because it cost quite a bit of money to make a long-distance call to the North Pole, so he's not really being very nice. He wrote his name on the bathroom mirror with toothpaste. Trouble, trouble, trouble. And he gave Sophie a new hairdo with shaving cream. And a new hairdo just means to change the way her hair looked. So he put the shaving cream on it. Of course, that's not very nice, right? Not nice at all. Want to go outside to help me wash this off? Asked Sophie. We could play firefighter. Oh, boy, said Wendell. So he's excited. But look at her. She has that look like, maybe it's time to teach Wendell a lesson about being mean, maybe. Because she has that look. He doesn't really know that she's thinking that because he looks really happy. So they played firefighter, and Sophie made the rules. She was the fire chief, the firefighter's boss. Wendell was the burning building. Isn't this fun? Said Sophie. Wendell didn't say anything. So she said, let's go outside. And then she takes the hose and she hoses him down. He's not even seeing it. He's playing with the ball. And he's like, whoosh. So she says, I'm going to try to teach him a lesson, I guess. Do I get to be the fire chief? Asked Wendell. Maybe, said Sophie. Look, he is just sopping wet. And she seems to be really happy. He's not. Do you think Sophie's going to start being nice to him, or is she going to keep being mean to him? Soon, Wendell and Sophie didn't care who was the fire chief or who was the burning building. So she smiles and she gives him the hose, and they start just getting wet together and having a good time together. So they're starting to like each other. Time to go, said Sophie's mother. Time to go, said Sophie's father. Already? Said Wendell. Already? Said Sophie. When is Wendell coming back? Asked Sophie. "Never," said her mother. "Never," said her father. That afternoon, when Wendell unpacked his suitcase, he heard something crunch. It was a note from Sophie. It said, "I hope I see you soon."